Hey guys, it's John here again today from Toxic Spikes, bringing you another narrated Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling Network duel. This was a duel I had against some guy. He was running an Exodia deck, and normally Exodia decks can beat you in 1 to 2 turns, but I thought, I'm running Infernity's probably my strongest deck, so I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can beat this guy. So anyways, I've got some bad news. My microphone broke, and if you haven't noticed, I'm using a different mic right now, and I think it's tolerable enough for this video, but yeah, this weekend I'm gonna try and get a new mic. So until then, obviously I can't narrate another Wi-Fi battle. But yeah, I figured I'd get up another Dueling Network video since I haven't had one in a while, and since yeah, just something to hold you guys over until I get my new mic. So yeah, as you can see, he's running Exodia. Basically what Exodia does is, you've seen in the video where I was using Exodia, is just use a ton of draw cards to draw into Exodia. He's using Royal Magical Library, and if you didn't already know, every time a spell card's activated, a counter is placed on him. And if it has 3 counters on it, you can remove all 3 counters to draw 1 card. So it really helps out in Exodia. He's doing something rather original, and in my opinion, not very smart, and that's using Exodius, the ultimate Forbidden Lord. He's trying to return his monsters as fuel for more trade-ins, but it's just going to slow down his deck, in my opinion. So I'm running Infernities, and that hand destruction, I like to call it hand collapse, because that's what I remember they called it in one of the video games I had when I was a kid. But it actually really helped me because I got to ditch cards from my hand. Infernities, basically the way Infernities play is you want to have your Beetle, your Necromancer, your Avenger, whatever. You want them in your grave, Stygian Street Patrol, and you want to have, all your spells and traps set on the field. You don't want to have any cards in your hand. Now, in any deck type, basically, that would be a very bad thing, because then you're top decking. But Infernities play off of having top deck, like really good top decks, and in addition to that, having no cards in your hand. And as you can see, I can basically, with this deck, it is probably my favorite deck. I can make Trish any turn, basically. Unless I get probably a hand of all spells and traps, I'm most likely going to be able to make Trish or Mistworm on the first and second turn. I usually only go to Mistworm if I've already used Trish, and I really wish Trish wasn't still at 1, because I could probably make 2 or 3 Trishes in a turn with this deck. As you can see, it's just madness. I can keep special summoning stuff, using Mirage, using, what Mirage's effect is, if I have no cards in my hand, I can send it to the grave to special summon 2 Infernities. Whenever Archfiend's special summoned, and I have no cards in my hand, I can go ahead and add any Infernity card to my hand, including Infernity Launcher. When Infernity Launcher's on the field, I can use it to discard an Infernity card from my hand to the graveyard, or a Fiend-type monster, I think. I'm not sure if it specifies that much. And on top of it, if I have no cards in my hand, I can send it to the grave to go ahead and special summon 2 Infernity monsters. So he's spazzing out with his hand here, because if I hit an Exodia piece, it's game. And I actually end up hitting his Morphing Jar, but that's still going to hurt him a lot, because I'm pretty sure he was banking on using that Morphing Jar. And Morphing Jar would have hurt me. So Infernity Beetle, I can send it to the grave when I have no cards in my hand in order to special summon 2 more Infernity Beetles from my deck. This thins out the deck and brings lots of tuners on the field. Right here I don't really end my turn too great, because he activated a card last turn called A Day of Peace, and this is a new card that just came out in Photon Shockwave, actually. And what it does is both players draw 1 card, and then neither of you take any battle damage for the next turn. So until the end of the next turn, your player's next turn. So that's really good, actually, for Exodia decks. Just in case they don't get their combo off in 1 turn, they're gonna get it off. They're gonna have enough defense to try and get it off the next turn. So, and then he tries to, do stuff again. He's got obviously some sort of Destiny Hero trade-in engine also going on in this deck. And ultimately he fails, and he's like, oh man, I would have wrecked you, in 2 more draws, and whatever, like everyone always says. So anyways, question of the day, what's your favorite type of deck? Mine's Infernities, because of the consistency and the ability to summon high-leveled monsters really fast, and to come from behind really well. So rate, comment, sub, and peace, guys.